Shalom, giving all praise here. Hobah Shemal, Shabbat, Shalom, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. All praises, all praises. Kal Halal Yom. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video in response to, well, it says here LIEON LEXX, which is Zion LEXX. See right here. He's an Israelite. That he was a Old Testament only Israelite. Now I believe he transitioned, if I'm not mistaken, to a messianic Israelite. Now, if you don't understand what that means, as a non-messianic is somebody that only deals with the Old Testament law, or the Tanakh, which is an acronym for law or Torah. What is it? Nabab for prophets, and the Kathayim for knowledge. So Tanakh means law, prophets, and knowledge, or the writings, which is the Old Testament. Then you got the New Testament. If you're into the Old and the New Testament, you claim that you're an Israelite, you would be considered a messianic Israelite, meaning you believe that the Messiah came already. So anyway, the title is LIEON LEXX Cuts Himself, PowerPoint preview coming soon. It's over for thou, idiot. And this is put up by E37 Ministry, Headquarters, Army of Israel, Maharakah. It's been a back and forth with the subject of the great doctrine, the great minus the G. So, like I said, I'm going to entitle this response to this title, LIEON LEXX Cuts Himself, a PowerPoint review coming soon. It's over for thou, idiot. So what I did was I'm gonna let this play, and then I'm gonna, because he goes into well, you hear it. Then I'm gonna go, the scriptures say examine first, then rebuke, or prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. Basically, when anytime somebody says something, you get the facts together and you see if he's saying the truth or whatever the case may be. So this is going to be super short. This truth, it got to keep going. It's an ongoing thing. So listen up. I hope you can hear it clearly.
Okay, so the next two books I'm going to be quoting from is what's called the NET Bible, which is the New English Translation of the Hebrew Bible, based on the Hebrew language. You have a team of scholars from Cambridge University, Yale University, that all contributed to updating the English translation to make it properly render the Hebrew meanings. This is called the NET translation.
Okay, good. They scholars from Bible scholars, Christians, Edomites from Yale and Harvard. These are the two top prestigious universities in America, and 2 of 4 of the most prestigious universities on the planet, that being Yale, Harvard, Cambridge, and what's the other one? Cambridge and Oxford. Cambridge and Oxford, 2 of the most prestigious, 4 of the most prestigious universities on the planet. So these guys know what the hell they're talking about. He didn't just mention scholars from Yale, he mentions from Yale and Harvard. So let's listen on.
This is one of the best English translations you can get outside of the Hebrew Bible. In verse 28 and 29, they're examining the word tafas. I want everybody to take note of the highlighted portion on the left. The verb tafas means to seize or grab. In all other examples, this action is done against another person's will, as in being captured, arrested, attacked, or grabbed with insistence. So it may be that the man is forcing himself on her, which is what leads the NIV to translate the next verb as violation.
Violate as a verb. As a verb, violate can mean 1. To break or disregard a rule or convention. 2. To rape. To rape. To rape. To rape.
Although it is a neutral euphemism,
The use of a word or phrase to replace another with one that is considered less offensive, considered less offensive, considered less offensive.
was set
Like you can call somebody fat, or euphemism would be he's overweight. It's a nice way of saying you're fat.
sexual relations. However, this is only the case. This is only the case. This is only the case where the object of tafas is a woman.
Okay, so you heard it. I wanted to be fair. I wanted to cover all sides. And I didn't know what what is this, the NET was going to say. So I said, let's go to it. You got the NET, Deuteronomy 22, verse 28. Suppose a man comes across a virgin, that word there in the Hebrew. That's why you have to know the root words. You men of the IUIC, you got to get into your root words. You got to understand etymology, or you don't get the full understanding of the scriptures. It says virgin, which the Hebrew word there is bathwala, a woman that's never been touched. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the New Testament, Matthew 1, the word for virgin is Parthenos, which is Greek for a woman that has never been touched. In Isaiah, what is Isaiah 7:14? It speaks about the woman Mary being a virgin. That word there is not Batwala, it's Ayalama, which means young woman of marriageable age or maiden. A maiden is a maiden, whether she never had sex or just got married and just had sex and her belly's showing. She's still a maiden. That's why you got a thing where a woman doesn't have children and she doesn't settle down with a man, and she's maybe 20, 28 years old. They call her old maid because ain't no man grabbed her up. So let me read this again. See, we're thinking we're putting on our scholar caps. We don't leave our scholar caps in the trunk of our cars. Neither do we leave our emotions in the trunk of our car. We do not. There's two things you need when you study. You need your scholarly hat on, and you need not to. Emotions need not apply. Put the emotion to the side. Put the emotion to the side, and the only thing that you should have with you is your scholarly hat on. So this is only for scholars. You imbecile, you emotional cats, this ain't for you. It's gonna go right over your head. The man who has raped, this is from the NET, this is what he says. This is a matter of fact, I may even go into it. I don't know. It said the man who has raped her, a virgin, Batwala, must pay her father 50 shekels of silver. Now, people say, well, that means he enticed her. No, that's in, what is that, Leviticus 21. It speaks about being enticed. So you got to pay the father, I believe it's the same 50 shekels, but he can decide whether you deal with her or not. Now, if he says, I want the money for violating my daughter, which is my property, and I don't want you to marry her. Well, guess what? The next man she gets, she becomes what? A harlot. That's why the law says Do not make your daughters a harlot. Do not prostitute your daughters. You making money off of your daughter. All right? Because this man enticed her. Meaning talked her into and talking her into getting her panties off. So the woman is not punished for it because she's property of a man. Remember, she's property of a father. Until the father gives her over to a man, then that man she becomes property to her husband. And I said in previous videos, like I said, I hope you ain't wearing your emotional jacket on, but you had Israelite men that sold their daughters to other Israelite men. And the Israelite man that purchased the daughter could either say, this is going to be my wife, or I'm going to make this woman my son's wife. Now, she might say, well, I like the father, I don't like the son. Well, too bad. You got to get with the son. And once the father says, okay, this is your woman, and she don't like it, he can take it. I told y'all, man, when y'all get into these scriptures right here, don't, if you know what, if you're going to be like that, just join Vocab Malone and be a Christian. Just be a Christian, man. You know, you got half of your foot in Christianity, another half in your pinky toe in being an Israelite. Now, this is why Vocab Malone can't get the reincarnation thing, because he's full of emotions. It said the man who has raped her must pay her father 50 shekels of silver, and she must become his wife forever, because he has violated her. The word there is humble. The Hebrew word there is ainah. He may never divorce her as long as he liveth. So that's the punishment. 50 shekels. And I did the math on the 50 shekels of silver, and that's approximately $40,000 to $50,000. So if you roll up home and rape it, you gotta get up. Let's round it off to 50. You got to give the father about $50,000, and you can't divorce her. She start growing hairs out of chin. You know, she all fat and out of shape. She sounds like Froggy on the Little Rascals. You can't divorce her. You got to. That's the punishment. That's the punishment, which could be worse than death. So anyway, I read it. If you can go back and watch the video again of LIEON LEXX, and he pulled out the NET, and he said this is one of the most prestigious Bibles, revised from the KJV, and scholars from Yale and Harvard put together. So if anybody knows, it's them scholars, right? But they really don't know the scriptures, but they're right on this. So anyway, with that, it's on to the next one. Shalom.